allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, thank you everybody for coming this evening in bright sunshine for once, and thank you for viewing us live stream for those of you who are out there. And with that being said, that this meeting and all of our meetings are live streamed and they are archived for future reference, if you'd like that, to look at them. This meeting is a meeting of the school board in public for the purpose of conducting school board corporation's business. It is not to be considered a public community meeting. There will be time for participation as needed and indicated on the agenda. The meeting site is fully accessible. Any person requiring further accommodation should contact the superintendent, Dr. Alanez. Our mission is to educate, empower, and inspire excellence. There is a public comment form up there next to Dr. Alanez if anybody would like to speak under other, and if so, would they please fill it out and put it back there. Next, we'll look at student staff presentations. We have the good news report from the district. Mrs. Devers-Lowry, please.
Okay, good evening. Tonight I have Rebecca Rosado. She's a senior here at Portage High School, involved in many different things over her years here, including the student newspaper Powwow, INN, dance team, National Honor Society. Next year she's going to be going to Ball State. She's majoring in telecommunications. She wants to be the next Robin Roberts, which I'm very excited about. She's fully capable of doing. So I will leave it to her.
Thank you, Deebs, and good evening, everybody. Let's start off with some good news. So all 8 of Portage Elementary Schools participated in the 30th annual Quiz Bowl competition last weekend. This year, the light blue team took first place, the light green team took second place, and the red team took third place. Congratulations to all of our students who participated. Robotics. So let's speak about robotics. This year, our Portabots is having its 5th birthday. Congratulations to all the teachers who have put in the time and effort to make this program not only a reality, but a success over the past 5 years. Thank you so much to Mr. John Kappas for creating this program that has taught our students very much. The students at Willow Creek Middle School participated in a door decorating contest to learn about and celebrate Black History Month. This design was honored to the innovators and creative minds who paved a way for future generations. Saylor Elementary School student Mia Alexander was one of the 3 winners for the Show Us Your Heart art contest sponsored by the Porter Memorial Hospital. Her artwork will be displayed at Porter Hospital's Portage location. Congratulations to the following students who are members of the class of 2019 ACES. These students are top 30 in their class. We're going to start with Aiden Abushan, Connor Belt, Aaron Burke, Bonnie Clancy, Michaela Drake, James Drescher, Truman Edwards, Caleb Finch, Evan Gerke, Jackson Hamilton, Tori Henderson, Noemi Herrera, Ankur Carr, Sonia Karova, Rachel Lagunas, James Lane, Carissa Lopper, Isamar Lule, Marcel McCormick, Jacob Moran, Kylie Norton, Hannah Perry, Ryan Pernick, Madison Quinones, Haley Scott, Jovan Sinikowski, Hannah Siska, Ryan Smith, Jason Smith, and Catherine Witz. Now let's move on to upcoming events. The Art on the Lake Art Show, which features work from students throughout Portage Township schools, will take place this Wednesday, March 13th at 6:30 p.m. at the Portage Police Station. Artwork will remain on display through April 1st. Valparaiso Community Schools will be hosting another Wake Up Call presentation at Valparaiso High School on April 14th at 3 p.m. Portage families who cannot attend our presentation in January are welcome to attend. Visit the PTS Facebook page for more information on how to register for the following event. The Portage Music Boosters are hosting their annual mattress fundraiser for the department on Saturday, April 7th at 10 a.m. Portage High School. The athletic department is hosting their winter spring event tonight at 6 p.m. in the West Auditorium. Seniors who have committed to the college of choice will be signing with their letters of intent. The next mobile marketplace will take place this Thursday, March 14th at 4 p.m. at Portage High School. And lastly, Jones Elementary School Drama Club will be performing the Big Bad Musical on March 19th at 6 p.m. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. A lot of good things
Good
happening
job.
in the district, thank you.
Robin Roberts has got nothing on you.
Thank you.
So, we'll move on to agenda
And
adjustments.
also, if you don't
Sure.
mind, if I can make a comment, I'd also like to congratulate, Ms. Rosado's mother, Mrs. Annette Rosado, who is, now a retired educator, and I have known her for many, many years, and now I understand why her daughter's so successful as a parent and mom and dad like what she has, so just wanted to
Thank you.
give you a shout out.
Does anybody have any agenda adjustments to the agenda? No? That being said, we'll move on to board development and the legislative update. I do think we have a few federal flash since we didn't show them last time.
Welcome back.
Do you want us to move on, Cindy?
Yes,
can
if
do
you
it
don't
now.
mind, I'll figure out
That's
why it
fine.
won't show.
Just keep. Next, we'll move to old business. Dr. Alanis, do you have anything under old business that you'd like to
Yes.
report on?
First of all, I would like to report on the printing with advanced imaging. At this point in time, Mr. Lesich and his team have continued to be diligent about the meetings for determining how to proceed. There's another meeting set for March 18th regarding COTG, one of the other companies, regarding the printing services, and also on March 22nd to then study both contracts that are a possibility. At that point in time, we may be coming back to the board to do an RFP, but if nothing else, to share with you the two options that we have of individuals who can service those printers. At this time, the IT department alongside their leader, Mr. Lesich, is recommending paper cut to the entire system of printers so that we have the ability to track all of the printing and the number of copies and all of those things. And then there will be, again, a recommendation forthcoming to me that may include how to change the contract, what company to go with if we need to do an RFP. But as you know, and I appreciate your patience with this process in order for the team to do the homework as they're coming in on the back end of this being a long-standing process that none of us were currently in the trench role that we're in currently. So it is coming to an end as far as the actual studying. We have had two companies come in and study our system, give recommendations. They're taking a lot of the printers off of the network that we no longer need. So it's going to overall be a really good thing for the district. Also, one other item is the structure for the entrance to events. And what I had provided was in your executive contents showing that we now have a structure that is $2 less per adult, also $2 less for senior citizens, and now there is also a student fee structure that was not previously there. And children under the age of 12 were also a reduced price of $2. And then we will be having a matinee event during the school day for students to attend for free. And then we are working with the senior citizens and Bonner Senior Center to allow them to have a free matinee as well.
That's nice.
Awesome.
Good, yeah.
I do have a spoiler alert, not details yet, but they are also going to be putting on a tea party with the cast, that you can go to a princess tea party. So, it's gonna be an exciting event.
So did you want us to vote on that family fee structure? So we'll need a motion, please.
Make a motion to approve the family fee structure for entrance to events.
Second,
Discussion. Call the roll, please.
trustee Clancy,
Yes.
trustee Finley,
Yes.
trustee Vasquez, yes, trustee Maleta,
Yes.
trustee O'Frisco.
Yes. And thank you for looking at that and making that accessible for as far as dollars for that our community can enjoy that play and the families can come. Do you have anything on the weather policy?
That's gonna go before the policy committee along with some other items, so we'll make sure to have that in place. I did receive today an update from the Porter County Roads, Kurt Ellis saying until next winter. So, you know, he was signing off on, as far as that duty was concerned, so we'll have that policy to the board for the policy committee.
So we'll move on to new business, the ratification of the FileWare contract, Dr. Alanis.
Sorry, let me go back to. Okay, FileWave is our device management system for our iPads and MacBooks. It allows us to manage inventory, control applications, push down updates, wipe and refresh devices. This was a vendor that we have already used and have had great success with.
Do we have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve the ratification of the FileWave contract.
Second,
Discussion? Call the roll, please.
trustee Clancy,
Yes.
trustee
Yeah.
Finley, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Trustee Vasquez, yes, trustee Maleta.
Yes.
And trustee O'Frisco.
Yes. And with that being said, I heard you say that it's a tracking mechanism of our devices, and could you please get the board, how many devices we have of each, and at what level, and how many's on carts, and how many's in, if we still have any in a technology room, or, it's just would be nice to know what we have, what goes home on e-learning, you know, all of that type of things. So did you wanna put that under old business, or give that to us in a report?
I can get that to you in a report.
But I think it's good to put it
Oh, sure.
under old business. I think the community needs to be aware of
Sure.
how close we are to one. I think that's important.
Okay, absolutely.
Next, we'll move on to the ratification of the site improvement agreement. Dr. Alanis.
Site Improve is what helps us to correct our issues on our school website. This was in order to be ADA compliant. And we have over 1,200 pages that are analyzed and corrected to include anything that an individual needing technology assistance could access appropriately. Site Improve is in the agreement from the OCR complaint regarding ADA compliance, and this, again, is just something that we would be renewing and has been a great help to the team.
Do we have a motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve the ratification of the site improve agreement.
I'll second.
That. Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
Trustee Clancy,
Yes.
trustee Finley,
Yes.
trustee Vasquez, yes, trustee Maleta,
Yes.
and trustee O'Frisco.
Yes. Next, the Title II application approval information. That is something that we do every year. I'll make a motion to approve the Title II application. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Discussion? Call the roll, please.
Trustee Clancy,
Yes.
trustee Finley,
Yes.
trustee Vasquez, yes, trustee Maleta,
Yes.
and trustee O'Frisco.
Yes. I think we might have approved that twice.
Yes.
That's okay.
Better twice than no.
Dr. Alanis, do you have any reports or?
Sure. A couple of things. I had sent a message to the board this weekend, excited that we had our robotics teams competing this weekend at the state tournament. Congratulations goes out to South Haven Elementary's Techno team. They earned the Think Award at state and now have, qualified for the World's competition. Also, our Portabots Middle School Team K won the Excellence Award at state and was recognized as the top middle school team in Indiana.
Awesome.
And the Portabots Middle School Team S finished second in skills in the middle school division at state. And the high school Team A finished 9th overall at state, and their engineer's notebook was a finalist in the competition. And I think you recall recall at the meeting at Aylesworth Elementary, just a few months back, and I will ask them to bring these notebooks again, the details in those notebooks and the true, critical thinking that they're required to do is phenomenal. So to be a competitor in the engineering notebook is a great accomplishment for our kids. Very proud to share with the board, as you are aware, that last week was National School Breakfast Week. However, I want to extend a huge thank you to our food service department and our instructional assistants who are also in the cafeterias in the morning with our students, and our custodians who are cleaning up everything. We served free of charge to our students, regardless of their status on free and reduced or paid lunch, 22,958 breakfasts last week for National
Nice.
Breakfast Week. So 22,958 breakfasts were served to our students. I know that was something that as we were visiting the buildings, that was something that was a big hit. The kids could hardly wait to get off and go eat for free. So it was a really cute opportunity, a lot of fun things being served by the principals and the teachers, just to kind of promote breakfast, as we know it's such an important part of their day. As Becca shared with us in the good news, Valparaiso Community Schools will be putting on, as we did with the School Safety Forum, the opportunity for parents to again attend the presentation. I am gonna speak with Dr. Lauk from Valpo and see if we can possibly also have theirs videotaped for the county to share and see, because that was something that, first of all, parents who were able to attend had expressed it would have been really helpful for them to share it with neighbors and family members, because you just don't realize all the ways those things can be hidden. So I will be speaking to her about that, but just as we hosted it for the county, she's going to host one for the county this time, so that's April 14th at 3 p.m. That one is a 90-minute, so there will even be some additional pieces at that event. And Becca also mentioned that something important to share, the change in the signing for our students who are committing to their colleges of choice. It used to be as we would get a student who would commit, then we would have just that signing in the large group instruction room. And now what they're doing is each season, they are bringing in all of those students and their families so that everyone can be recognized on a level that allows people to make that time commitment. So tonight is that event at the high school. Registration for 2019-2020, we are again going with our online process, and we will continue to make sure that those applications are available for free and reduced lunch. Payment online, the registration process has been streamlined tremendously thanks to the IT department, and also we will be still proving residency for K-12 as we enacted again last year. And also the opportunity for parents to say if their child is not a bus rider, so that we have accurate routes from the start. And that has been something that helped us be very successful this year in particular. Also, you have attached under updates, again, that registration information, and also the report for our least restrictive environment with our special needs population, and our 2019 capital projects update. And pretty soon here, we'll be coming forth with the 2020 capital projects to plan in advance with Mr. Mavrovich and Mr. Graham.
Thank you. Mrs. Langford, do we have the federal flash? Thank you.
Welcome back to Federal Flash. I'm Philip Lovell, and I'm joined by Ann Heislop. It's a new year with a new cast of characters in Congress. We'll update you on who's running the show in the House of Representatives and what to watch for in the coming year. Ann, set the stage for us.
Thanks, Philip. The new year begins with major changes to the House Education Committee, which Democrats renamed as the Education and Labor Committee from Education and the Workforce. They also added a subcommittee on Civil Rights and Human Services that will handle policy already under the committee's purview, such as school lunch and child nutrition programs. The addition of the subcommittee highlights Democrats' emphasis on civil rights issues while they control the House.
In addition to changes in name and structure, the composition will change considerably. Several freshman members have been assigned to the committee. On the Democratic side, this includes Representative Ilhan Omar, one of the first Muslim women elected to the House, and Representative Donna Shalala. She's new to the committee, but not new to Washington, having served as Secretary of the Department of Health and Human Services under President Bill Clinton. The Republican side also has several new faces. 10 of the committee's 21 Republican members are new to the committee, including 8 that are new to the House.
The committee announced the topics of the first 4 hearings, including one on investing in public schools. But the committee has not yet asked Secretary of Education Betsy DeVos to testify, despite the assumption that aggressive oversight will be a top priority for the Democratic majority. Chairman Scott is going to be judicious about when he'll call the Secretary to testify. Stay tuned.
When Secretary DeVos is brought to the Hill, it's likely she'll be asked about draft guidance released by the department last week on Title I's supplement not supplant policy. The basic premise is simple. Federal Title I funds are supposed to be on top of state and local dollars, not in place of them. In other words, federal dollars cannot replace money that a school should be receiving from state and local sources. Some groups worry that the department's draft guidance undercuts the law's intention. Notably, the guidance specifies districts must distribute state and local funds to schools in a way that's Title I neutral and doesn't penalize Title I schools. It also clarifies that districts can use a variety of methods to demonstrate compliance. However, there's one method districts cannot use, per pupil spending, even though a Title I neutral method would likely result in equitable per pupil spending among Title I and non-Title I schools. To learn more, read the guidance at the link below and share your feedback with the department in the next 30 days by emailing oese.feedback@ed.gov.
Looking ahead, most of the action and arguments in 2019 are likely to focus on higher education, not K-12. Republicans and Democrats alike want to reauthorize the Higher Education Act, but they're far apart on a laundry list of thorny issues, from for-profit colleges and program accountability to sexual assault on campus. Complicating things further is the department's current regulatory efforts, including new regulations on sexual harassment under Title IX that received over 100,000 comments. While often considered a higher ed issue, K-12 groups have concerns because the proposal would also apply to elementary and secondary schools, and, in the words of the National Association of Secondary School Principals, will lessen protections for assault victims and will hinder the ability of schools and educators to properly address assault claims. The department must respond to public comments before issuing a final rule. With 10 or 20 times the number of most regulations, we're likely months away from that.
That's it for today. For an email alert when the next Welcome back to Federal Flash. I'm Philip Lovell, and I'm joined by Monica Almond. February is Black History Month, and we want to acknowledge the impact that African Americans continue to make in America. First, Dr. Nadine Burke Harris, a Jamaican American physician, was named by California Governor Gavin Newsom as California's first ever Surgeon General. Dr. Burke Harris is most known for her work linking adverse childhood experiences to toxic stress and harmful outcomes among youth. Additionally, Governor Newsom named Dr. Linda Darling Hammond, a former All-for-Ed board member, to head California's State Board of Education, making her the first African-American woman to lead the board. Congratulations to these and other Black Americans making history every day.
We have several updates for you today, including a House hearing, new guidance on student privacy from the Department of Education, and more. House Education and Labor Committee Chairman Bobby Scott held the House's first education hearing on the topic of school funding and infrastructure. Scott asserted that federal education programs are underfunded and that the federal government provides no funding to support public school infrastructure. He also referenced data from the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities, finding that 29 states spent less per student in 2015 than they had in the 2008 school year, before the Great Recession.
Ranking member Virginia Fox had a different perspective. She asserted that most states have increased public school spending, but that, quote, many school districts have ended up pouring taxpayer funds into administrative bloat that leaves students and teachers high and dry. Committee Republicans asserted that education dollars should support school choice with fewer rules and regulations attached.
The arguments on both sides were really nothing new. What was new was the members who voiced them. Here's a brief clip from one of the committee's newest members, Representative Johanna Hayes of Connecticut, who was also the 2016 Teacher of the Year.
If you had to rank order which laws you would move out of the way so that schools of choice could move along more quickly and move some of the regulations, would it be the laws that provide equitable access to women and girls under Title IX? Would it be the laws that require that we provide equitable access for students and children with disabilities under IDEA or ADA? Which student protections are we willing to gut in order to make these schools a lot more profitable?
Moving to the administration, the Education Department released a revised state plan guide for career and technical education that is open for feedback. Visit cte.ed.gov for additional information. You can submit comments by March 11th.
As the nation commemorates the one-year anniversary of the horrific shooting at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, the department released new guidance on student privacy in the context of school safety. The guidance, available at the link below, addresses 37 questions regarding disclosures of student information to school resource officers, law enforcement units, and others. Finally, at the time of this filming, it looks like President Trump will sign legislation to avoid another government shutdown. Earlier this week, over 130 superintendents from more than 30 states signed a letter to the President and Congress calling for an end to the budget battle in order to secure funding for the National School Lunch Program and School Breakfast Program. The letter states, quote, "We urge you to end this political food fight," pun very much intended. That's it for today. For an email alert when the next federal Welcome back to Federal Flash. I'm Philip Lovell, and I'm joined by Monica Almond. Lots to cover today. 2 proposals from the Trump administration related to education funding, a vote on school construction, and priorities for the rewrite of the Higher Education Act unveiled in the Senate. Monica, let's get to it. Tell us what's coming down from the administration.
From day one of her tenure at the Department of Education, Secretary of Education Betsy DeVos has had one primary goal: increase school choice for the nation's students. The administration's proposals have gone nowhere on Capitol Hill, so they are trying again. This time, they are proposing education freedom scholarships that would be funded through taxpayers' voluntary contributions. People would donate money and receive a dollar-for-dollar federal tax credit. That money would then go to families as education freedom scholarships to pay for a number of education options, ranging from apprenticeships to private schools.
The proposal is unlikely to go anywhere on Capitol Hill. Legislation is in the work in both the House and the Senate, but with Democrats in control of the House and 60 votes needed to pass a bill in the Senate, the legislation will likely follow in the footsteps of the administration's other school choice proposals. In a similar vein, House Democrats passed a bill in committee that provided $100 billion to enhance school infrastructure. It's a top priority for House Education Committee Chairman Bobby Scott and was the first education bill passed by the committee, but it received exactly 0 votes from committee Republicans. So while it might pass the full House, it too is unlikely to go anywhere in the Senate.
Our next item is a policy that could actually move, but that may not be a good thing. You may recall that the department released draft guidance related to the policy known as supplement not supplant. This is a requirement in ESSA to ensure federal Title I funds do not replace money that a school should be receiving from state and local sources. The idea is that federal money should be on the top of local dollars, not in place of them. A group of equity-focused organizations, including us here at All4Ed, sent Secretary DeVos a letter with concerns regarding her guidance. saying the guidance allows too much flexibility and that, quote, without further clarity, federal Title I dollars may not be used as intended under ESSA, and low-income students, students of color, students with disabilities, English language learners, and other marginalized groups will be deprived of the supports and services they need and deserve. The department's guidance is not yet final, but we'll keep you posted.
Our final story of the day is on higher education. Last week, Senator Patty Murray, the leading Democrat on the Senate Education Committee, outlined her priorities for the rewrite of the Higher Education Act, or HEA. Committee Chairman Lamar Alexander outlined his priorities earlier in February. While there are some areas of consensus, there are a number of difficult issues to work out. Chairman Alexander's priority is simplification. He wants to simplify the free application for student financial aid, known as the FAFSA, from 108 questions to about 24. He also wants to simplify the process for paying back student loans and to have an accountability system to, quote, make sure that the degrees colleges offer are worth students' time and money.
Senator Murray agrees that we need to simplify FAFSA and simplify loan repayment, but she also wants HEA to include, quote, a state-federal partnership to promote new investments in our students and families. Senator Murray also believes we need accountability in higher education, and she is particularly concerned about predatory practices of for-profit colleges. Another priority of hers is, quote, to address the epidemic of sexual assault on college campuses across the country. You can find the priorities for both Chairman Alexander and Senator Murray at the links below. HEA negotiations are underway, but we're still pretty early in the process. We'll keep you posted as things progress.
That's it for today. For an email alert within
Well, thank you for being patient. We did have to put a couple off, so they are important. They each have their own little pieces that are very important. As you can see, that administration ratio to what actually goes into the classroom is not unique to Indiana. It's also that other states have looked at, and the federal government is echoing the same concept. So with that being said, with the Democrats now in charge of the House, you know, like they said, any bills that they do want to undercut and take away probably won't be passed, so that might be a good thing for us. But thank you. Does anybody have anything under other? Dr. Alanez, anybody? No?
Well, speaking of public education and what's going on, there will be a panel presentation that is, the title of it is Let's Focus on the Looming Crisis in Public Education. That will be held Saturday, March the 23rd at the Portage Public Library. And on the panel will be State Senator Karen Tellen, Monica Conrad, and the ISTA Director of Government Relations. So if you're interested in topics such as teacher salaries, school safety, arming teachers, voucher system, and unfunded mandates, these are topics that will be discussed in this presentation.
Thank you. Does anybody else have anything under other? Does anybody in the audience have anything under other? With that being said,